like a lot. The colonies were so small that you need a magnifying glass to see. And you don't know how many there were, so there's probably around 100. Do you guys have any predictions of why this happened? Contamination? Yeah. Also, before set in the also, another thing that would happen was when I put them in the Eppendorf tube, it wasn't only the custard and the bacteria. I put algae broth, which is like the food for the bacteria to grow in. And I think I must have put too much of the food, and that's why they grow too much. So those kind of things happen in science. Like even though you spend so much time in an experiment, things can go wrong. That's what happened today. So what were your guys' predictions on Monday? No, Tuesday. What did you guys predict? What would happen? Did you guys predict anything? Did you guys write a prediction? Yes. Can you say what you said? Can you say what you wrote? Prediction is just could be anything. Do you have a prediction?
I say that there was more bacteria because it was inoculated for baking, which has raw eggs in it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Does anybody have anything different? C? Most people are with C? You said D, why?
Because usually when you make something, because we inoculate it after baking, and usually when you make something, like if we put it in before baking, it would kill the bacteria, because we happen. From what I know, with baking something, it kills most of the bacteria.
So when I did the experiment, what happened was A, B, and C grew the most. But D and F are close, so don't worry about that. So A, B, and C grew the most because when you're inoculated before baking, it's like the bacteria are more able to spread around equally. Since it's a liquid, it's like when you put salt in water, it mixes around, right? But when you put salt in like a cake, if you put like salt on top of a cake, what happens? The bacteria stays in one place, right? That's why D, E, and F didn't go that much, because the bacteria wasn't spread evenly. What about G, H, and I? What do you know about those? Even though they didn't have any bacteria, what happened? Takes bacteria. Why? Do you guys have any predictions why this happened? Contamination. Especially with I. Why do you think I would have grew the most? No refrigeration, yeah. Especially when you're dealing with bacteria that's salmonella. So salmonella, what happens with salmonella bacteria? What's the case with that? It's like, you know, in health class in elementary school, they teach you when you have meat and you leave it outside, that's supposed to be refrigerated, right? But what happens when it's not refrigerated? It grows bacteria, and when you eat it, you get sick. That's what happened with custard. So, do you have any suggestions of what we could do next time to make this experiment better? Less food, less custard samples. Anybody else? Make sure we're clean. So this concludes our experiment. Next time we'll try to dilute the custard more effectively. Incubate the custard for a 24-hour period, and also be careful with the contamination because we're dealing with bacteria.